Like if I wouldn't have them, I would never do that. Like by myself, or I feel like with any other company that wouldn't give you all the support and actually like answer questions and stuff. I don't know if I was able to do that much of like paperwork and that much of info gathering, like and do more stuff on top. So it was
Sure, sure.
pretty awesome. I really enjoyed with the whole process and everything. It wasn't too hard, even for people like me who hates paperwork. So it wasn't too bad. Yeah, honestly, not bad at all.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another interview success story for Visa to America. Today, we have Ron Kashi with us. Thank you so much for being with us today, Ron.
Cool. Hello. Cool. Thank you, guys.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So let's go ahead and start off with the simple question, which is introduce yourself to our audience. Tell them your background, like your name, which we just did, but where you're from and what kind of E2 business have you started here in the US?
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, Ron, I'm 25, originally from Israel, born and raised. I opened a business for a garage door company here in the States, and of course, the whole business, like step by step, by the book, everything with your help, of course. And yeah, that's my business.
Awesome. Awesome. Very good. So I guess the next question I have is what inspired you to go the E2 visa route versus all the other types of visas?
So I'm here in America already for quite a while, like 2 years, and I did maintain my legal status by extend my regular visa all the time. And in the end of the day, then I realized that I want to stay here with a permanent solution. That was the most legal way that I can do it. That's going to be efficient and good for me, and that's why I went with that route. And of course, with the help of Joseph, that really make me feel safe with an option and go with that.
Yeah, he's a great guy, isn't he?
Yep, no
Awesome.
complaints.
Very good. Very good. So the next question I have with you for you is how did you first hear about the E2 visa and Visa to America? How did you find out about both the visa itself as well as Visa to America?
So on the E2 visa itself, a while ago when I was looking, for a way out or a way to stay legal and actually live here, I was looking for all the option I have, and that was like E2. It's something that I've seen couple times in a lot of different websites or in Google. And the way that I got to you guys was through a friend who actually lives in Thailand, and he's doing a process with you as well. And he told me, "Hey, I have a great lawyers. Check them out." And that's how I got to you guys.
That's great. It's a small world, isn't it? You're
Oh yeah,
you're you're in is now right now you're in Illinois, I think it is, or are you
correct.
in Israel right now?
In
Okay, so
Illinois,
you're right there. So you're sitting there in your car in Illinois, and then you got a friend over in, so it's just it's a
yeah.
small world. So yeah. So let's talk about the visa application process because I know many people don't like documentation. So what was it like getting all the documents together?
So I'm one of the people who hate documents, by the way. So that was, in the beginning, it's very overwhelming to see a lot of stuff you need to do. But in the end of the day, honestly, you guys do
Yeah.
most of the work. I just need to gather info. So it's easier when you just do it step by step. You just literally step by step, and it went pretty fast. Didn't take that long to gather everything.
That's awesome. So I'm glad that we were able to help you in that standpoint. So it didn't seem like a big lift on your end to do all the paperwork that would normally be required. So that's
For
great.
sure. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So now I understand from what Mr. Joseph gave me that you got an RFE from the USCIS. And for those of you who don't know what an RFE is, it's a request for evidence. And so were you surprised by that?
I wasn't surprised because I knew it is a possibility. So
Mm-hmm.
I like to be optimistic, but I never like there's always something here, especially when you go with all the bureaucracy things. There's always something. So I wasn't surprised that I got something. But again, honestly, most of the info we already had. So Joseph pretty much I add and gave them all the additional information that he asked. And then he just wasn't that long. I feel like it took us like a month to finish everything and apply it. It wasn't that much of a headache. So yeah, not too bad.
That's great. That's fantastic. And for those people who might be watching this thinking that, you know, you know, they have to go through the request for evidence. What was the most critical part to answer on the RFE that you received?
On my specifically RFE, the most important thing they asked was more about like my company is open a couple of years, but because I'm not allowed to work, they wanted to see that someone was actually managing the company. That was, I feel like, the issue, but it was pretty easy explanation with a pretty easy solution that Joseph provided, um, and it worked. So, yep.
That's great. That's great. So Visa to America walked you through that entire process and they helped you to respond to it.
Oh yeah, they thought. I mean, Joseph and the team, they thought about the solution. They just run them by me, and if I say it's okay, so they draft everything, and I just took a look at that. But they
Oh,
provide a solution. Yeah.
great. That sounds easy. Um, so looking back, is there anything you would have done differently during that initial filing that you did?
I mean, I tell you that. So the only thing I would have done probably differently is it's more about myself. Is come more prepared to deal with
Okay.
everything. There's so much info that I needed to gather, and I didn't really came prepared for that. But that's on me, not anything related to you guys. In general, about the filing, everything was pretty smooth. It did take couple months, is more than I thought it's gonna take, but it's not. It's because of America, the immigrations, and not necessarily because of the filing process. No, everything was honestly pretty smooth.
That's so here's the thing. Now, Joseph told me that you just got approved, right? When
Correct.
did you get approved?
2 days ago, and that was
Oh,
a very very happy moment.
congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you
So I was
very
going to
much.
say, how did it feel when you actually got your E2 visa approval? I mean, what did that feel like?
So that was awesome. Like to wake up in the, I got the mail like in noon, and I was like, I getting the mail and I read it, and I didn't really I was like double read it, triple read it, and I let my wife to read it as well, just to make sure that I'm not like hallucinating and all good.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was very happy moments. And I feel like now my next step gonna be I wanna go to like visit back in Israel, so I'll need to like do the interview over there in the embassy and all. But beside of that, 100% legal. Gonna have my social and everything perfect.
very good. Well, congratulations again. And and you kind of answered this to an extent, but what has the visa had? What's been the effect on your E2 business and your life in general so far?
So again, I just got the visa now, so I feel like the change gonna start now, even more. Second, you have the social, you pretty much can do anything you want. I have work approved, so I can legally go outside and walk and do everything like a citizen without the citizenship. So hey, I'll take it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Uh,
So, I guess now shifting a little bit, what advice would you give to someone who receives an RFE for their E2 visa? We kind of touched on it a little bit, but is there anything else that you would suggest to them or any advice that you would give?
Honestly, just trust Joseph and the team. I mean, they pretty much every time that I was stressed or asked question, he's the one who calmed me down and told me like, "Yo, everyone gets out of fee. Not everyone, but like it's always a possibility, and there's no
Yeah,
reason to stress out." I will tell that I would recommend to people who go. They need to take into consideration that there's always a chance to get denied or anything. But of course, we really did everything so by the book. If I would get rejected, I would be mad. I really was so everything perfect. Everything. Joseph did really good job.
yeah, it's one of those things you could do it yourself, but there's so many things that could go wrong. To have someone to do it for you and making sure you're checking all those boxes is worth it. Um, so how important? And again, we touched on some of these, but I'm just curious. So, what kind of, I guess, how important was it to work with Visa to America during this process? Like, describe that to me in terms of some of the stuff that they did, and how important was it for you to work with them?
So that be like if I wouldn't have them, I would never do that. Like by myself, or I feel like with any other company that wouldn't give you all the support and actually like answer questions and stuff. I don't know if I was able to do that much of like paperwork and that much of info gathering, like and do more stuff on top. So it was
Sure, sure.
pretty awesome. I really enjoyed with the whole process and everything. It wasn't too hard, even for people like me who hates paperwork. So it wasn't too bad. Yeah, honestly, not bad at all.
So, I mean, what you just said, it wasn't too hard. I bet you when you first started this process, you probably thought it was going to be this
Yeah,
gigantic hurdle, but now you're at the end of it and you're like, it wasn't too hard. So that's awesome.
wasn't too hard.
So
It takes time, but not too hard at all.
great. That's great. So I guess my two final questions. One is would you recommend Visa to America for anyone who wants to apply for an E2 visa here in the United States?
Absolutely. So I recommend Visa to America. Honestly, to I already recommend to some of my friends to will be interested. And yep, that's probably I did had a couple lawyers before, and that's probably the best lawyer company that I had till now, for sure.
That's great. That's great. So you were referred, now you're referring, which is awesome.
Yep,
So
of course.
great.
Continue
So
the cycle.
great. So here's the final question. We have a tradition here where we ask our guests to speak in their native language. So do you have any final words of encouragement for viewers who are thinking about applying for an E2 visa? And remember, in your native language.
אבסולוטלי. אז אני מאוד ממליץ להשתמש בוויזה ואמריקה, באמת שהתהליך לא היה קשה בכלל, והכל די הלך די חלק, וממליץ לכל מי שרואה את הסרטון הזה, באמת אחלה של חברה.
Great. Well, Ron, it was a pleasure being with you, being here with you today. Thank you so much. And everyone, this was another success interview for Visa to America. So thank you very much for watching.